how to fix HTTPS not secure message warnings in Google Chrome. I'm creating an updated video tutorial whereby I'm going to show you different techniques for troubleshooting this problem Google seems to be having. When you visit certain websites, Google Chrome says your connection is not private, and it gives us the red warning messages saying you can't visit the website. So let's go and see what we can do. Visit the updated blog post, because here you can simply copy and paste. These are Google Chrome settings. We could have easily explored that through the right hand side. We've got three little dots. We can press on settings, and on the left hand side we have privacy and security. Okay, but I believe this is much easier for you because there is different settings in Google Chrome. So simply paste that, the first one, and then here for troubleshooting purposes only, you can actually select no protection. As you can see, this is actually not recommended by Google Chrome. But as I've said, for you to identify what may be causing the HTTPS problems with Chrome, then you can turn it off for time being and then visit the website in question and then come back and make sure you select the default standard protection. Then we can select the next cleanup settings and let Google Chrome run its process to find any harmful software that may be causing problems with Google Chrome. So all you need to do is simply press find, let this program do its job to see, you know what, are there any problems? Because if there is, then you know what the problem is, and then you can fix it accordingly. While here, make sure that you're using a good antivirus software for your operating system. Especially in today's internet world, there's a lot of scammers, usually from third world countries. They're scamming many Australians using internet browsers. So that's why the secure settings that Google uses by default is very important. But we can't just leave it at that. We have to use a very good antivirus and internet security program on our computers. So let's go and select the third setting here. Here it says insecure content. By default, you probably won't see anything here, but you may be using a shared computer. Let's imagine that I've done something like this. I said to myself, you know what? For my Google Chrome, I'm going to change these default settings. Here, we're saying insecure content. If my website, in this example, was not using SSL certificates, and now I can say to Chrome, you know what? This site is not allowed to show insecure content, right? So let's actually remove that. For troubleshooting purposes, you can actually select the next one. And let's imagine you were having problems with, as an example, YouTube. That means when you try to visit YouTube, you end up getting, your connection is not private. Now that should never happen for YouTube, because it's YouTube. So at that moment, well, you know, although this is not a suggested option to tweak things here, you can actually say, for the troubleshooting purposes, I want you to allow insecure content for the website that you're having problems with, and then go and visit the site. Because at that moment, you'll know it's the website that is using insecure content and Chrome is blocking you. And then once you identify that, then you can remove this setting here. Next, obviously, most people actually tell you to just clear your cookies. Cookies are like tracking things placed when you visit other websites, placed into your computer. Here, obviously, we can see all cookies and remove all. I'm not going to do that because I'm logged in and I'm creating this video tutorial. But it's smart to clear your cookies for troubleshooting purposes. Then let's go and see the next setting. Let's go and see content. Here, as we can see, we have cookies and site data. Let's press on that. Once again, we're gone into different settings here. Here, you can select allow all cookies and then visit the website. Because this setting, what if you have block all cookies? As you can see, it's not recommended. Or you may have selected block third-party cookies. At that moment, the default one is this. But you can say, for troubleshooting, I'm going to allow all cookies. Okay? So that's another way. So now I've shown you many different Google Chrome settings for you to explore. And let's imagine you've done all that. You follow these insights. And then you visit the website in question. And Google Chrome is still showing you your connection is not private. Let's go and see what else we can do. Let's press on F12 on our keyboard. It's an F12 key on our keyboard. And the website in question that we're having problems with, or any other website that you visit and you're having issues with, when you press F12, you end up bringing Web Developer Toolbar on Google Chrome. Then you can press on the refresh icon on the left-hand side and then press empty cache and hard reload. Let's do that. Now, at this moment, the data that's associated with this website has been cleared. What else we can do at this moment? Let's press on Network tab, and here we can press on the website address itself. Remember what we're looking at. We're looking at Network tab, and then we press on the URL, and then here we should see request URL. You should see HTTPS, because if you're seeing HTTP, then at that moment, remember, it's got nothing to do with your own computer and settings, but rather it's to do with the website that you're trying to visit, because it's not using HTTPS. Make sense? So that's another troubleshooting technique. Let's go and see what else I can show you. Okay, let's imagine you followed all these techniques and you're thinking, okay, you know what? Somehow I'm still seeing that your connection is not private. Then let's go and see what we can do. When we end up changing things using, let's do this. Let's type MMC, Microsoft Management Console. Okay, so we can bring up MMC, and then here what we can do is press on File. Let's add and remove Snap In, and here let's select certificates. Then let's press Add. Let's select computer account. Let's press Next. Here let's leave local computer. Let's press Finish. Let's press OK. Now we can see that little triangle icon. Let's press on that. And let's press on Personal. Okay, sorry. Let's press on Trusted Publishers. Let's press on Certificates. Here, what you can do for the sake of troubleshooting, you can actually select Properties for any of the certificates that's installed in your operating system, you can say, you know what, disable, enable, you can tweak these as in change settings, press on apply, or you can even delete the certificate. Okay, so this may be an option to troubleshoot. But remember, this is rather extreme, and the trusted publishers are usually websites that you visited, and they are using certificates that's to do with security. And since that is very critical and it's important, make sure that when you delete things here or make changes, you know what you're doing. You can read more about it. You can press on help section if you want. But when you follow this technique, this may actually fix the Google Chrome issue as well. But remember, this is the settings to do with your operating system. But since you use Chrome, and sometimes some certificates may be installed, okay, so that's another option. I've set the settings as to how to follow the steps to make these changes for Microsoft Management Console, and then you restart your computer. Here we can now say, okay, let's go and refresh our DNS. You can then follow these steps, restart your computer, and at that moment you'll have new IP settings. When you connect to internet, you'll be using brand new settings. Okay, so at this moment, this is for typical Google Chrome users. Another important insight that I can share with you is that you can use different browsers instead of Google Chrome to visit the website in question. And if different browsers do not show you any warning messages, then you know it's to do with Google Chrome. Make sense? So that is how you troubleshoot Google Chrome and computer issues. You try many different angles to identify what could be causing this problem. And the fact that it is to do with security, it makes it absolutely important for us to not ignore these settings if it's to do with our computer. Another thing Google Chrome offers is for us to visit websites using incognito version. So at this moment, you can place the address to the website and go and visit it using the incognito option. At that moment, if you're not seeing the error message, then you know what? It could be related to your own Google account settings. And I've shown you different options to explore and tweak. Finally, we can go and use online tools such as proxy servers to visit the website that we're having problems with. All we need to do is copy the address bar and let's go and visit using a proxy site. Because now when we do this, it's bypassing our own computer settings to visit the website in question. And if there is no problems here, then once again, then that's another troubleshooting technique for us to say, if the proxy site can see it, then it could be related to your own operating system. Okay, so this is how we troubleshoot and fix HTTPS issues with Google Chrome, particularly for your connection is not private. Now, when you follow these techniques and somehow you still haven't fixed it, then comment on this video or RankYa blog. Let's see what else we can do. I thank you very much for learning with RankYa, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.